Okay, so welcome to IP Showcase as we're getting set up here. I wanted to give everybody just a quick little overview of what the showcase is about and who we are. We are presenting throughout the week continually, and if you pick up one of the guides there, you've got one. You can show everybody what that looks like. You can do that. Anyway, IABM is the trade association for the vendors, so we've been working a lot with the AIMS group and putting this presentation together. So one of the questions is why go IP? And certainly the big change with resolutions and things like that is important because IP is agnostic. It allows you to get into multi-platform. And, as we move into other things like wider color gamut, things like that. But the main point is it's flexible and it's efficient. And it's also used in multiple industries, so that helps bring the cost down as you get into that. And when we're talking about IP, particularly in this environment, we're not talking about IP delivery. We're not talking about IP within file-based activities. We're talking about mainly within studios or the production environment. So this is where it really comes into, is within that environment. So one of the stumbling blocks of going into IP within the studio facility has been no standardization. And that was one of the common complaints on that. And the Video Services Forum group and their SBIRFing group developed something called TRO3 that then moved into simply ST2110. So that's an extremely important aspect. The standard is just about finished at the moment. It's more than draft stage. It's got comments and it's well on the way. So that's a thing. The other thing that's important to understand about 2110 is it's actually a family of standards. So there are different aspects of it, and that'll continue to grow. So it's not just short-ended as far as having a simple standard. Remember, going IP is not an SDI replacement, and you shouldn't be thinking about that. It's more of the benefits and how you can grow from there. So there's the -10 for the system basic timing and definitions, the uncompressed one, and the audio one for the -20, 10, and 30, and ancillary data. And so the family of standards, as you start to learn about them and hear about them, you'll get to understand the importance of it. We'll have a presentation in a couple of minutes. Wes is here, and he'll be going into the complete detail on that. What I did want to show you, this is a survey we did for NAB attendees that are coming. And you can see here, we asked them the question, what's the top priority of the things they're going to buy at NAB. So you can see there's a big difference between all the people versus the large broadcasters. Certainly the large broadcasters are focusing on routing network products. Whereas when it comes down to all the people, IP is a little bit further down the list. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people looking for editing tools and workflows, management activities. But you can certainly see the strength of IP on there. This is a question that was surveyed with the people that are making the equipment, and a lot of the equipment vendors are over here. And the question is, will your company be shipping using this ST21 standard in 2017? So even though we talk about the ST21 standard not being completely officially finished, all the technical bits of the standard are finished. So now it's mainly just cleaning up the writing and that aspect. So the vendors you're seeing are actually operating and running with SMPTE 2110 now. And you can see here 72% of them said they will be shipping SMPTE 2110 equipment this year. Very important aspect of that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about here at the showcase, we're demonstrating inter-vendor interop of the standards. We're also demonstrating timing aspects, PTP, which is often considered as the new Genlock, and redundancy. If you take a look over here, you'll see the green lights there. That's actually 2 optical paths. And if you put your hand on both, you'll see the video will disappear. If you put your hand on one, you'll see that it switches over to the other one automatically. So that just shows you that with IP, you do have automatic with that. NMOS discovery and registration is up here on the computers. That's kind of plug and play. What happens when you put a new product on your IP network? How will that happen? So the devices we're showing here are video servers. We've got SDI gateways. Certainly will be in the environment of SDI for quite some time, going back and forth. Multi-viewers, we've got the hardware, and as I said, we've got a timing for both masters and slaves. The other thing, as we talk about, is the AMLA aspect, which is what they're talking about here is discovering mechanisms and how it'll be connection management. So how these things will plug and play on your network and how that becomes automated. At the moment, when you put something into a router on an SDI cable, you go into your router configuration, and then you maybe will put camera 1, camera 2, or some audio names on them, things like that. So the point of this is it'll become all automated, and it is demonstrated here. So with that, we're running, as I said, continually throughout the time. We've got a lineup here of a lot of industry experts that will be speaking. We're speaking on both the technical aspects. We've got end users coming in talking about the benefits of some of the installs they've done. We've got system integrators talking about what they've done on those things. And then we're also giving some tutorials on the actual details. If you take a look on the far wall over there, it's very good when you're doing these new environment things. You want to understand the roadmap. When will these elements become available? What is available today? And I'll just show you down here on the bottom. You can see current SDI. Here's where we are today in 2017. So SDI has been around for a while. 12 gig now is stable, but SDI is just slowly fading out. It's by no means has an abrupt stop or anything like that. And this tells you where the workflows go in the auto provisioning and where things will end up into some of the cloud and distributed on-demand things. So have a look at the roadmap. There's some people over there by that. They can explain that to you in a little bit more detail. If I can get to the next slide here. All right, so on this wall over here, what you can see is several companies that have already gone IT or IP, and it actually talks about the benefits they've done in those environments. What the supporting organizations, this was put together with AIMS and IABM along with these organizations. And as I said, pick up one of these brochures so you can have the timing for the schedule. And you can look at all the companies that have worked together to put this together. This is actually quite new in the industry. Normally competitors don't like to talk about products back and forth, but in this environment they've actually put everything together. So with that, I'll get Wes wired up here, and we'll go over to the next presentation.